Good morning. Today on Spotlight Inside, one of the most successful and talked about community development programs in Detroit and our nation. Why are corporate businesses and grassroots citizens alike saying it's the model for other cities across the USA? We'll ask Diallo Smith, the president and CEO of Life Remodeled. And later on our Sunday morning program, a word about Arise Detroit's Big Cleanup Day and a former Detroit broadcaster who made his mark on America before recently passing away. Tony Brown, remembered from one of his appearances on this program. It's Sunday, July the 5th. I'm Chuck Stokes, and this is Spotlight. Diallo Smith, thanks so much for coming in. You're doing well?
I am.
Good. It's good having you. You just had a big public preview. Since 2014, Life Remodeled has invested something like $73 million in the Durfee neighborhood, affecting roughly 23,000 Detroiters. What is it that Life Remodeled is doing successfully that is getting so much public attention lately? So many positive news coverage.
It's a good question. I would say what we're doing positively is we're believing in the future of Detroit neighborhoods and the residents that live in them. Our conviction, our core belief is that Detroiters have all the talent that they need, but many don't have access for opportunities to thrive. And so you talked about the Durfee Innovation Society, which is on the west side of the city. It is a opportunity hub. It serves 23,000 Detroiters a year to help with after-school youth programming, workforce development, and health and wellness services. And then we just had a public preview of our new campus on the west side called Anchor Detroit. So for us, just thinking through what Detroiters and Detroit neighborhoods can become, and really investing heavily in that future and providing a lot of the wraparound services and the programmatic experiences that cultivate thriving.
Take me back some for the person that maybe has never heard anything about Life Remodeled. How did it all get started? Where did the vision begin? And that leads you up to where we are today.
So it was founded in 2010 by our founder and former CEO, Chris Lambert, and his wife, Andrea. They had a vision of what does it look like when neighborhoods thrive, and what are the outcomes of the residents in those neighborhoods. And so started off by remodeling one home, one house. And was a big success. A lot of people was gravitated to this idea that you can build a home in 6 days and make it a place for a family to stay. Then that grew to several
kind of like
homes.
a Habitat in Manatee.
It's kind of like a Extreme Makeover. Remember that show, Extreme Makeover, right?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, but it was like, okay, you reveal the home, but what about what happens after that? And so we had this idea of making sure that those families were safe, secure, and on the move. And so we started there, and then we moved to the Detroit area in 2014. We worked with the Cody High School. It was active, but it needed some infrastructure work. And so we gathered some volunteers, almost 10,000, so more than a few, to be able to invest in that school and the surrounding neighborhood. And then we moved to Osborne neighborhood, then moved to the Denby neighborhood. And then in 2017, that's where we landed at Durfee Elementary Middle School and said, you know what, why don't we invest in here long term?
Okay.
And so we acquired that building, and we repurposed it into what we call an opportunity hub, and we've been able to serve men, women, and children with those great programs and great experiences.
You recently spoke at the Mackinac Policy Conference, one of the community leaders to be able to address that. Is that sort of a stamp of approval that it's about neighborhoods, but it's also about economics, and an organization that's very much into regional development, and also the economics is saying, if we don't treat our neighborhoods the right way, then we aren't really talking about the true renaissance or revitalization of the entire city of Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great question, Chuck, and quite frankly, my philosophy is that we all win when we all win. And when I say we, I'm talking about not only the city of Detroit, but the Detroit region and the state of Michigan proper. I look at the work that we're doing as being an economic accelerator for the region. And here's why I say that. If you look just on the aggregate, you'll see that Detroit household incomes are lower than our suburban peers and those in the state. You'll see that our lifespan is shorter. But what you'll also see is this tenacity, this vigor, and this energy for Detroiters to aspire for more. And so as we've experienced under the Duggan administration, he's done a phenomenal job, but you saw a lot of investments in the core business corridors like downtown and midtown. I think what Mayor Sheffield is now focused on, and which I think is the right move, is how do we accelerate investments in people in our neighborhood areas. And so we believe in that philosophy. We believe in that approach because once you unlock and unleash the potential,
neighborhoods are the core.
It's the core. There is no healthy state or region in which the major cities' neighborhoods are not the driving force for that region and for that state. And so I think that Detroit has an extreme amount of opportunity to be able to write a new script at what it looks like to use the revitalization process to stimulate economic activity, GDP, and just a wholeness of life for people.
All right, we need to take a little quick pause for the cause. When we come back, I want to talk about your involvement with the community, because so much of what you've done is community driven and input, not from the top down, but from the bottom up, so to speak. We'll be right back with Diallo Smith right after this. And welcome back to Spotlight. Mr. Smith, what is E3M model?
Yeah, so E3M is how we approach neighborhood revitalization. Stands for economic, educational, and environmental mobility. We have a lot of challenged neighborhoods within the city of Detroit, but are steeping with opportunity. But you have to be able, in my opinion, to be able to remove the barriers that's stopping and preventing economic advancement, educational attainment, and environmental safety and quality of life. And so we take a very comprehensive approach in how we do that. The ultimate end for that is to be able to cultivate what we call thriving class neighborhoods.
Okay. Yeah. And when you say thriving class neighborhoods, break the definition down.
I was hoping you would ask that question.
Okay.
Yeah, so some neighborhoods you might refer to as lower class or middle income, and we said neighborhoods are on the move, and when you're stepping towards a place where you are economically secure, educationally on the move, civically engaged, and deeply invested in the outcomes of your own neighborhood, that for us defines a thriving class neighborhoods. And so we work together with block club leaders, community stakeholders, faith leaders, small business owners to create a groundwell of movement around neighborhoods going in the positive and right direction.
Let me piggyback off that because you have a powerful board of directors. You also have a community, I'm trying to remember exactly, the Community Advisory Council.
Yes.
How do they help to shape what Life Remodeled has become?
Our community leaders and our Community Advisory Council are essential to what we do. We have a core belief, a core value that's called community first. And what that means is that we don't make steps and we don't make moves in the community setting without first hearing from the community to understand what are the core needs, what are the ambitions, what are the dreams, what are the challenges, and then we take all those conversations and all of that intelligence and then design strategies for revitalization. But we don't say that we're working, doing something for the community. I think that is benevolent, but that's not complete. We definitely don't say that we're doing something to the community because that's forceful. We always say we're working with the community, and that's what makes the relationship so powerful.
And what is it that these boards, particularly the community one, tell you that they want?
The top three things that we've heard for years now is, number one, people are proud of where they stay.
Okay.
Right? And there might have been some bad times, some rough times, but they're still proud of where they live, and they're
there's
proud
history
of their
there, and there's good memories.
Yeah. But top of the list is more access to health and wellness, quality health and wellness resources. more access to workforce development to achieve economic self-sufficiency. People really want to be able to work, pay their bills, and enjoy life. And then the last is more access for their young people, for their students, for their grandchildren and children to have educational after-school programming.
Okay. How do you judge success 5 years from now? What would be the barometer to say we've hit our benchmark?
We have what's called a moonshot at Life Remodeled, and it's 5 years, but it's also 10 years out. And I think we think about it, what would it look like 10 years from now, once it's all said and done, maybe I'm retired, or in the 10 years out, we're looking back and
You're too young for that.
We did that, and that did that for us is to have 2 sustainable and operating opportunity hubs on both sides of the city, and to be able to cultivate 500 more thriving class households within the neighborhoods that we serve.
And when Spotlight returns, what Diallo Smith personally brings to Life Remodeled. What is it that you as an individual have brought to this? How did you get involved with all this? And why is there so much passion? And I can see the passion in you.
I tell kids or people, I'm very blessed. My wife and I, my family's been very blessed to be in the position where we're from, but I always just define myself as just being a kid from the east side of Detroit. And I've had the opportunity to be introduced to people and have successful experiences along the way. And my wife and I, we moved back to Detroit from Houston because we truly believed in the future of the city. We didn't know exactly how it was all going to turn out, but we said that we would regret the opportunity to not give back in a way that will be able to help our city. So for me, I wake up every morning and I go to bed thinking about the children, the students, and the families in our neighborhoods, and how can I do whatever I can do in whatever which way I can do it to be able to stimulate environments where they can succeed, where they can feel cared for, where they can feel seen, and ultimately where they can be the best version of themselves.
Would it be safe to say you're very optimistic about the future of Detroit as it relates to the entire city, all grassroots neighborhoods included?
I am, but I also want to tailor that with a little bit of asterisk because I don't want to be naive. Anything can happen if you have the will, desire, ambition, and creativity to do it. And I think it's going to take a collective effort, not only from neighborhood-centric organizations like Life Remodeled, but also civic, municipal, state, federal, and also our philanthropic and corporate partners. I mean, it's going to take a full effort. I think you've been seeing a lot of that in the past 5 or 6 years. If we're able to keep that trajectory going with the right investments in the right places in the next 10 years, watch out.
Final question. If you've already invested roughly $73 million, clearly all that didn't just come from a couple individuals. So you've got buy-in from the business community. What is it that you feel they see that they're saying, yes, that's worthy of our investment?
I think number one, they're saying yes to Detroit. Okay. And they're saying yes to wanting to see a city that many of their bases, headquarters are at or employees come from to be a vibrant city. And I think for us, what we've been able to show is that we're a trusted partner to be able to accelerate that type of outcome within the neighborhood context. And trust is earned. Trust is earned, but
they don't feel as though I'm giving this money today and next week or a year from now.
Yeah.
There's nothing to show for that. You've got a track record.
Have a track record, and I never say that you're giving to Life Remodeled. I always say that you're giving through Life Remodeled. Okay. Right? That's number one. But number two, we have a core value of always finding a way, and so those it's not flash in the pan, right? We're looking for long-term, sustained, equitable outcomes that we track, and that we provide those metrics back to our corporate leaders and corporate partners to say, listen, the togetherness of neighborhood-based organizations and the corporate community and the philanthropic community coming together, that's how long-term change and transformation happens.
All right, Diallo Smith, best of luck to you and Life Remodeled. If people want to get more information, they can go to your website?
They can, liferemodeled.org.
All right, very good. And thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Chuck.
Coming up on Spotlight, getting ready for Arise Detroit's Cleanup Day and remembering journalist Tony Brown. And speaking of neighborhoods, don't forget to register for the 20th anniversary of Detroit Neighborhoods Day on Saturday, August the 1st. Don't wait until the 1st. Registration is wide open now, and it's best to get in on the front end. Just go to their website or click on WXYZ.com. We'll also link you to their website for further information. Let's honor founder Luther Keith with the biggest and best Neighborhoods Day ever. And finally today, our condolences to the family and friends of William Anthony Brown, better known as Tony Brown. He was an American journalist, academic, and businessman. He began his career in newspaper and later switched over to television. He graduated from Wayne State University right here in Detroit, once hosted Detroit Black Journal on Detroit Public Television, but he was best known for Tony Brown's Journal, the longest running black syndicated public TV show in the nation. He appeared on Spotlight at least a few times throughout those years, but perhaps the most memorable was this interview from way back in 1993 when then moderator Jim Harrington and his journalistic panel asked him questions when he shared the show with a brand new Detroit NAACP president, the Reverend Dr. Wendell Anthony.
We talk about the new direction of the NAACP and the direction taken 30 years ago down Woodward Avenue as that is recreated or commemorated this Saturday in Detroit. Michael Gooden of Crane's Detroit Business continues the questioning.
Mr. Brown, your friend and colleague, retired Judge Del Rio, said in Ebony magazine this month that we've learned we can't march our way to freedom. We have to build on the economic front. What do you think about that? Have we made inroads in the past 30 years that way?
Well, I think Martin Luther King led an economic boycott in Montgomery, Alabama, which is where he came to fame. And another very famous quote by Martin Luther King was, "New laws are not enough. The emergency we now face is economic." And that's a direct quote. I think the NAACP is doing a good job as a civil rights organization. The problem is people expect the NAACP to also be an economic development organization. That's where the black community fails. It's not that one organization should be everything. What we do not have in the black community is an economic development campaign or program.
I want to go back, Tony Brown, while we're with you via satellite in Atlanta, just a moment or two. Those of us who covered that realize, this was an impressive march, and Martin Luther King was a factor. There was no question about that, and he was changing the face of history. Did you guys, though, as you organized that and you put it together, you saw all that massive humanity, did you realize, hey, we're making history right here, right now?
No.
There was no sense of history?
No, there was none.
Yeah.
The only sense we had was a sense of outrage. Remember,
Yeah.
every night at 6 o'clock, we saw black women and children knocked down by water hoses and bitten by dogs.
And so, you're absolutely right, and you were, as I recall, one of the angry young Turks at that time.
That's right.
United Nations economists recently issued a report that said that black Americans were a separate nation, they would rank 30th behind other countries in terms of human development. They pointed to single-parent households and high infant mortality rates, income 60% of white Americans, and dysfunctional families. So how do you begin to reconcile a protest march or a march to commemorate which seems to be circumstances that tend not to yield to marches and protests?
I think that in terms of your first comment, the NAACP does not have an identity crisis. Those who want to identify with the NAACP in terms of being an organization for all people, for all things, for all situations, have the crisis, have the problem. The NAACP in its roots has been a civil rights organization. I believe that we must move to the concept of human rights. In addition to those rights that we have worked so hard for, we must move to the economic question, which deals with how we can empower our community. Many of the components that you just articulated have their roots in the fact that we don't have a society that has equitable opportunities, that we don't have a condition within our communities that affords everyone the same opportunity to access dollars and to be able to use the capital that is within the communities in order to deal with some of the questions that you have.
The black community has all the money it needs. Our problem isn't money. We earn as much money as the 13th richest nation in the world. Our problem is we only spend about 5% of it with people who look like us. We don't need any economic orientation. We simply need to find a way to recycle our money to build up our own neighborhood. Nowhere in this country is the black business sector doing what it should do. And one of the things the black business sector has to learn is that developing our community is more important than developing individual businesses. Because when you develop our community, you create an undergirding and a foundation that grows the businesses. I would have to say that in our community, to some extent, even those of us who are conscious of the fact we should spend more money in our community really think that we should buy black. We shouldn't. We should buy freedom. We should spend money with black people who support black institutions, and we should spend money with non-black people who support black institutions. We're hearing a new leader of a new NAACP in Detroit cry out for support and help from the community because he's trying to take the NAACP in a direction where it hasn't been. And we all know it has not been in the area of economic development, and most of us know we're not going to get anywhere until we get there. The second thing is that we have to understand that black political elected officials cannot change the condition of the black community. We've done this all over America. We thought electing mayors would change our economic and social status. It cannot. The black community now stands on two legs. It stands on a civil rights leg and a political leg. It needs the third in the triad, which is an economic development leg. Now, if we ever get all three legs, we'll have equality. We'll never have equality just pursuing civil rights and or politics. We aren't discussing eliminating racism because racism is a disease. You can't cure people who need an entire group of people to look down on to feel good. So for us to have as the objective of our movement the elimination of racism is just not tenable.
Tony Brown, he died at his home recently in Newport News, Virginia, at the ripe age of 93. I'm Chuck Stokes. We hope you have a fun and safe America 250 Sunday.